Okay. Hey guys, it's Orange Steve. I am your coach of the Miami Heatmor, and this is my first draft league. I'm excited of how the draft came out, so I'm gonna talk about it a bit. So starting off, we chose Reggie Elegy. Why am I saying we? It was me. And this thing is very scary. It's basically a Pokemon that if you don't have a check, will beat your entire team. Just straight up will beat it. No questions asked. The main reason I drafted it is because I didn't want to have to face it myself. But now I get to use it. Okay, so another team drafted Indeedee, so I got nervous. So I went ahead and drafted G-Max Hatterini. This was normally going to be my third pick after another Pokemon, but I was scared the guy with Indeedee female would take it. He actually wanted to take regular Hatterini, but we'll talk about that when we have to face him. This thing is an incredible Trick Room sitter. I'm planning on getting Indeedee, but I still have several ways to get off a clean Trick Room. And so next up, I rounded off the trio I meant to get with my free pick being Pheromosa. And you wanna know why I chose this? 2 words: speed swap. So its function is to speed swap into Hatterini. Now you have a G-Max Hatterini with the speed stat of Pheromosa. Then you just sack Pheromosa. Now this one, there's 2 reasons why it was my speed swap pick, because I do have other options. It's the fastest speed swapper by far. It's also the second fastest Pokemon in the draft. So basically I've already grabbed the 2 fastest Pokemon, which are guaranteed to be faster than anything, especially a Lecky without Tailwind or Trick Room, or a Choice Scarf in very rare occasions, because you have to have for example, Hawlucha. If that would run a Choice Scarf, it would have to be Timid Max Speed just to outspeed Regieleki. But back to Pheromosa. It's also an offensive presence, which I love, a support mon that can do damage. It lets me spice up the draft and swap the sweepers to the support and the support to sweepers, which can really throw your opponent for a loop. And getting that first game win advantage can really help in the mental game. But anyways, after this, I went down to a tier 2, and I found a very great Pokemon, and that Pokemon is Spectriair. So this Pokemon is a lot like Regieleki. It's fast, doesn't have stabs and mudshot, at least for special. It has no coverage, basically. But this thing is incredible. Normal types and dark types aren't that common, and nothing else can switch into a Max Phantasm. Literally nothing. What makes this even better is that a lot of Pokemon are dual typed, like good Pokemon in the meta are dual typed, and those dual typings can be weak to Mudshot, or make it so that it no longer resists Ghost and the Dark. But those Pokemon are rare. Normal types are really the only thing that can stand up to it. But they also have to be fat and be able to take a +2 max Quake. Quake raises its special defense, which is only a coverage move. It's a good coverage move to have. I have a physical of my team, I can use Phantasm as defense drops. I thought it was an overall unexpected, like, an unexpected kind of variance. Like, you can have a setup threat, a support threat with bulldoze. I didn't draft Metagross, but that's still an option. And I thought that was really cool. And then I noticed a Pokemon that I hadn't noticed at all. Like, I was going to draft something else next, because I was starting to get worried that it might be taken. But instead, I found another tier 2 that I had to grab immediately. So basically, there were a couple of things that were happening. I wanted a steel type. Because at this point I'm going for a Steel Dragon Fairy Core. And I had my eyes on a certain tier 3, and then I was checking the tiers, and I saw that this Pokemon was a tier 2. I checked, and what do you know, I thought that someone could take it. And I didn't want them to take it. We've got the other electric terrain setter is not Tapu Koko. Pincurchin. Pincurchin also works very well because right now I'm also rounding out my Trick Room mode. So Pincurchin is base 15 speed. It basically outspeeds everything outside of Sakataka. And yeah. While Tapu Koko would be a blazing fast 130 speed, which sounds nice, but I already have 3 Pokemon that are the same speed or faster than 130. Oh, I didn't need fast Pokemon. There's also a tier 2 one, which was incredible. And then next up, it made it back around to me, drafted my Steel type, Steelix. It's a ground type, which is kind of useful. Like, I mean, it can stomach a Lecky, which I don't care about because Lecky is on my team. But it discourages people to go for to also try to spam electric terrain alongside me, because I have Steelix, so they have to think twice. And then Steelix's typing is also really good. Ground, with its high base defense, means that people will have to sacrifice coverage moves just so that they don't get stonewalled by Steelix, which means that they'll have to lose on coverage for other Pokemon, which I can take advantage of very hard. Okay, I was very scared because I needed tier 4 was the most important value pick. I had to get this. If I didn't get this, my draft would take a huge hit. They had already sniped Turtonator, which was a dragon I was going for to round out my Fairy Dragon Steel. Had ideas of a Fire, Water, Grass. But thankfully, they got around to me and I was able to draft Purrloin. So, you may be looking at it and saying, oh, this is discount Liepard. And you are entirely correct. But it has one move. I know I'm saying that all of these Pokemon I drafted because one move, or because I don't want to face them. But it is my first draft after all. And the one move is Copycat. Or Copycat. I love saying the word copycat. It's so fun. So you basically copycat. If you haven't seen this strategy, you G-Max with Harini and Max Guard, and you Max Guard off of Trick Room. Purrloin clicks Copycat, it copycats Trick Room, so you basically have Prankster Trick Room, which you already have. This one actually goes at +1 speed because copycat just, it's really cool. It's a strategy that, I mean, I can't really go for all the time because a lot of teams are going to have pranksters, priority moves like follow me or rage powder. But if I remember correctly, you can copycat follow me and rage powder. So you'll get a pseudo follow me as well. It has good support options like charm, fake tears, fake out, thunderwave, and snarl, which are all really useful, especially when my draft is primarily special. And it looks, in my opinion, it is slightly primarily special. So it has fake out because you can go fake out trick room, which is always useful. And next up, we're going to grab a grass type for our team because grasses are actually pretty good in this format, which is interesting. And it's going to be my final tier 3, foongus, because you don't fuss with Lil Gus. It has rage. It will make you rage after the trick room gets set up. And you'll have no choice but to sleep until the nightmare of foongus in trick room runs out. Also, this is like something absurdly slow, like 15 speed or something. Foongus is absurdly slow. Like, he's extremely slow. Also, it has a pacifier. You cannot tell me that this face isn't cute. It is so cute. Like, it's so cute. So basically, this is my rage powder bot. Rage powder. Redirection plus Harini is proving to be a very solid combo, especially in psychic terrain. We don't have a psychic. We're not going for psychic terrain. Instead, we're opting for electric terrain. Now, you guys might also be thinking, electric terrain plus foongus. Yeah, I'm going to admit, I didn't see that flaw when I drafted it, but then again, I can manage. Like, yeah, I have no way of moving terrain. I can also try funny stuff like weakness policy foongus or something. Also, it has 69 HP. Like, come on, it had to be drafted. So basically, I have 3 free picks left. I have to draft a tier 4, but I can draft other stuff. But I choose to go for it. I choose to get a tier 4 out the way. And if I remember correctly, I choose Raboot. So Raboot is discount Cinderace. It's my fire type after Turnier got sniped. And it's solid. Like, I was kind of running out of ideas. So, where I thought Raboot was a decent choice. It's a good value pick. It adds fire typing. It's honestly pretty good. Like, I guess you can do some speed swap shenanigans with Phermosa. Like, it's not a superstar, but it has its uses. So the other free pick, so I decided to go with the 2 tier 4s, 2 tier 1s, right? Which I was probably gonna go for anyways. And I draft Archeops. So basically, I was the only one who could still draft a tier 1, besides one other person, and they can't, and since I would go before them for my final pick, they can't snipe me, so I might as well just grab Archeops. Archeops is a decent Pokemon. Its defeat ability is bad, but it also has Tailwind, which is useful. It can kill itself with Head Smash after getting thrown into defeat range if I needed to. Yeah, it's kind of like Raboot, except it's much less likely to come. But I'm seriously struggling because tier 4 sucked. Like, they were bad. Like Fracture, outside of Purrloin and Turtonator, I didn't really have anything else I was going for. And finally, our tier 1 pick, I was thinking about Suicune, but I figured, well, we already have Tailwind, so I might as well add another Trick Room threat. Income Kelder, Sting, Beefy Boy, Rock Punch, Drain Punch, Poison Jab. Doesn't get knockoff, but it's still good. Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, Fire Punch. A ton of coverage, very good attack. A good non-Dynamax Pokemon, because I already have like Hatterini, Spectrier, Pheromosa even. So I think this draft came out pretty well. There's not really any middle speed tier Pokemon. I don't really see a way people are gonna abuse that. So I don't have any conventional cores, but it's still very strong. With that, this is going to be the end of the video. Goodbye.